Hey you guys, it's Amanda from Healthy House on the Block here. I am here today to talk to you about salt lamps and what some of the benefits are, and then kind of like talk to you about the science behind them. So I have my salt lamp on here. It's on my desk in my office. I have it on a lot of times in the morning, and then when I am working, and then in the evening. So it's on a lot, and this is kind of the biggest place that I use a salt lamp. I'll tell you why in a little bit, but I wanted to talk to you about some of the benefits and like why we think of them so often when it comes to like creating a healthy home environment. So the first kind of quick reason is that just the color of the lamp, you can see how this one's like glowing and it's just a really soft orange color. Usually it has a very calming effect on our bodies in vast difference, like a bright blue light or like a light with blue hues generally is not calming, which is why they say not to use electronics close to bedtime. You know, this would help if you wanted to have a light on, using something that has like an orange or very like soft tone to it. Usually it kind of helps calm the body. So that's the first reason. The second reason is that it can help clean the air. So salt lamps, what they do is when they're on, they pull water molecules from the air. So water molecules can hold allergens, dust, toxins, all kinds of things that, you know, when things become airborne in your house, what happens is those toxins, allergens, they get trapped in water molecules. So the salt lamp attracts those water molecules to it. And when the salt lamp is on, the heat helps dry up any water molecules that are like have attached themselves to the salt. This is why like you might notice your salt lamp getting super dusty, and it's important to wipe it down and clean it when it's off every now and then to get rid of all of those things. Because you have these water molecules that that help hold toxins, allergens. They can also hold like odors in the air. So this is why like if your air inside your house is a little bit more humid, like you'll notice that scents linger for a really long time. It's because the scent is being like trapped in a water molecule. So if you have a salt lamp on and it's attracting those water molecules and kind of drying them up, that's going to help eliminate odors in your house as well. I don't know that it works on like a really like large scale, but if you were to put one in your kitchen when you were just cooking, it probably could help a little bit. It's also really good for allergy sufferers because it's pulling all of those allergens and attaching them to the salt, and then you can just wipe it off with a wet cloth and get rid of it. It doesn't just keep getting circulated throughout your house. So that's kind of the big thing that people use them for. The other thing is that our air is made up of positive and negative ions. So negative ions generally make us feel like very, very energized. It can give us some like it makes you feel mentally refreshed. Positive ions, on the other hand, make you feel fatigued. Some people say they actually like even lower your mood, just to the point of like you feel kind of down. I don't know how much of that is like scientific. That's just what I've read. But we do know that positive ions do make you feel fatigued, and they make you feel just kind of like meh, like run down, like not energized, whereas negative ions do this. So a natural source for positive ions in nature would be like a full moon. So you think about like people saying, "Oh, there's weird stuff going on because of a full moon." I mean, a full moon produces positive ions. On the other hand, negative ions are produced through like running water, so like in nature. So the beach, rivers, creeks, streams, lakes that have moving water. This is usually why people feel refreshed after they've been to the beach, after they've been near a source of water. And it's oftentimes, I think, a reason that people are like so attracted to these spaces, because when they leave, they feel refreshed and they feel, mentally refreshed, a little bit of energized feeling, an energized feeling can come from it. So, in our air in our homes, it's the same concept. We have negative ions and positive ions. Positive ions, which we don't want, are produced by electronics, by vacuums, the TV, computers. And so what happens is, that's the theory, part of the reason that we can feel so fatigued is we have so many electronics in our homes. I mean, you think about everything we have going on right now. I mean, I'm sitting by my computer. This is one of the reasons that I keep the salt lamp right next to it, because salt lamps attract positive ions and they produce negative ions. So what happens is they kind of help change the electrical charge of the circulating air around it. So it doesn't have like a huge radius, but it's just that little spot right here. So it's helping kind of change the ions around my computer and around my workspace so that I'm not feeling fatigued and I'm not feeling like blah. I'm feeling energized and refreshed. So, and the negative ions actually have, so the negative ions are what we want. They actually have the ability to clean harmful particles from the air. I made notes, you guys, so that I wouldn't miss anything. So that's kind of the reason that, so the salt lamp, when it's heated, will produce negative ions, which is what we want. And it helps change the ions around it from positive, which we don't want, to negative, which we don't want. I know it's very confusing because you think about negative ions and like it sounds negative, but we actually want it. It is actually better for our brain and our bodies. So those are some of the fun things that I learned about salt lamps, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. I think a great place for a salt lamp is a desk near a TV in your bedroom, because it does kind of change the ions around the air. They can be really helpful for sleeping, also because they're removing some of those allergens from the air. Like if you have trouble sleeping because of allergens around, it's a really great option. I have a link to this exact one in my profile this week, so if it's something that you're like, oh, I really like that, I actually saw it in someone else's house when I was at their home, and I loved it, and so I went and ordered my own. So I have that linked if you want it. If you have any questions or any of your own stories about salt lamps, I would love to hear them, and you can just direct message me on Instagram. I'll see you guys later.